Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 19 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life Series 19. And today's sketch is by Amanda Leckie. I think that's how you say it. If it's not, I'm so very sorry. I have these 4 pictures of my nephew and my grandson. And they are crawling together. It's fine. So I have those. It's a perfect 4 pictures to use for this sketch. I'm going to use Vicky Budin's Bold and Bright. I have a ton of this collection. I've already acquired a lot of scraps, so I want to use some of those up, and this is the perfect opportunity. So, and then of course I have lots and lots of embellishments. I'd like to say I use a ton of them. I don't use as many as I'd like, but I've got my papers, I have my embellishments, I have my pictures, and this awesome sketch. So let's see how this goes. So this, like I said, is a really great way to use up scraps, especially if they're smaller scraps. I take my 4 different Creative Memory size circle punches, and I just punch out all 4 sizes in different colors of circles. Now I started with one solid paper that came from the collection that has circles pretty much up one whole side. Like the way I've turned it, it's on the left side and pretty solid through the bottom. And then I'm going to add circles that I've cut out and punched out to the top right corner and down the right side. Now my plan is not to fully connect, but just like on this sketch, she's got all these florals that almost come to the corners and connect, but have a little bit of a gap. So I decided I would do that, and I don't think it's cheating because I think that, you use what you've got. Some people, I was actually looking for something that had something in both corners that I could just add to, but I found this paper and I thought, you know what, this is a perfect way to use some of the scraps I know I have from this collection already, so that's what I'm going to do. So I punched 2 of the 3-inch circles from my scraps, and then kind of just used those as my guide, and then just started adding the circles all around. My main goal was coverage and to not have the exact same color and pattern next to each other. I didn't mind if there was a similar color, but I didn't want it to be like the exact same paper. So I didn't mind sizing being the same, none of that. So I just start building the corner area. And I'm not kidding, I love the way this layout turns out. It is so much fun. It is so full of color. And these pictures are just super cute. And so I'm really, really glad that this is the direction that I went in. Because I did pull this collection because I knew I had a ton of florals that I could use. I'm not going to use that many embellishments. Honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 5 embellishments and then some small little stickers. Like that is all I'm going to use other than what I'm punching out and then the papers. So, it's fine though, because I love the way it turns out. So I get the papers. I have cut this paper out from the 6x8. The only large paper I use is the one that the whole collection, the whole layout is on. So I took 2 of the 6x8 papers that have this white notebook paper, and originally I made them 3.5 by 4. I made them 4 inches long because my pictures are 3x3. And then I trimmed them down to be smaller. I didn't want them to be as big as they were. And so I got those on there. I made them very, very even. And then I kind of put them pretty close to the way she has them on the sketch, except I have them connecting kind of at the top inside corners. So I have them connected, and then I start building like little clusters around to give some dimension, because I have about 6 of the smallest little punch. It's like a 1/2 inch punch, I think. I have 6 of those that I put up on a little foam square. And they're sitting over there, or were sitting over there on the left, and I'm putting them kind of around to where there's a little bit of a dimension in all the areas on here, like next to each of the pictures, up in the right cluster, in the top corner, and down in the bottom cluster, because I wanted to add a little bit of dimension everywhere. So you see, I don't have a lot of embellishments. My title is going to be the small one that's got all the circles. It says Snapshots and Stories. I thought that was really fitting, and it fits in that space. I have a little circular sticker that says today is the day. I add a little black banner up there in the top right corner that says things to try. And then I add this little banner right next to the second picture that says go after your dreams. And then I have a little sticker on the bottom picture that says picture this, and then a star. And the star says simply awesome. So literally these pictures are my grandson was, of course, crawling around like a baby does. And he was in the living room, and my nephew started crawling, more slithering around on the floor, following him around into the into the kitchen area. And I just took these pictures of him. My nephew is 6'4". So that is why he is so long, and he takes up so much space, and you don't see as much movement from him because AJ is moving, but Noah's not going very far because he's, super long. So, but it was hysterical watching him like laying on the floor and following the baby around. He is so funny with AJ, and he adores hanging out with him and holding him and feeding him. Of course, as soon as he sneezes or snots or something, he's done. But I love the fact that he has enjoyed from the beginning snuggling and holding and things like that. Now, Jameson didn't do that, my son, but he's getting better and has started kind of playing a little bit with him. Still not like touchy, but like we'll play with him across the room, or shake his head and get him to shake his head back or whatever. So we're getting there. He's getting there. So anyway, I just have these extra little circles that I pulled from this cardstock sticker sheets, and I just add those in some places to give some extra texture and color. A couple of them are the puffies that came from the puffy sticker sheet, and so I add those in a few different places for a little bit of dimension and texture. And that is it. Now I do my journaling on the bottom of the Polaroids as I put my little quote, fingers up there. But I just wrote, AJ was crawling around, and Noah, in parentheses 6'4", decided to follow. AJ went through the living room and then the kitchen. Noah followed the whole time. AJ thought it was fun. Love these boys. And then I used my date stamp and stamped it. So I didn't want to run into another sentence on the next card, because it's, the way that they lay, I didn't want it to be like you had to figure out how to flow. So it's one sentence on each of the little Polaroids. And that is it. Here's a close-up. I love how this turned out. I love the dimensions. I loved using up so many scraps. I've got tons left I plan on using soon. So I hope you'll go check out everybody who's hopping along with 30 Days of Sketches. There is a playlist, and there is lots and lots of inspiration there, so I hope you'll go check that out. I would love it if you give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layouts and want to come hang out with me some more, because I plan on being here all month, and so far so good. And I appreciate y'all spending your time with me. I hope y'all have a great day. I hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.